It's 2020, and it looked like streaming had finally won the war against piracy. Can you imagine Netflix for less than $9 a month? Every show you loved was in one place, and entertainment had never been easier. No more sketchy torrent sites, no pop-ups, no viruses. Piracy was dead. But by 2024, that perfect world had completely collapsed. Piracy didn't just return, it exploded, reaching more than 200 billion visits in a single year. That's higher than before Netflix even existed. Ironically, the same companies that killed piracy were the ones that brought it back from the dead. The once billion-dollar streaming empire is now staring at over $100 billion in projected losses by 2030. Pirated websites offer so much more content with better interfaces, and most of the younger population have already switched to modern pirated websites. So how did the streaming giants end up killing themselves? Streaming started out as the cheaper, simpler, and better alternative to cable. Netflix, Disney+, and HBO Max all offered massive libraries at low prices. But fast forward a few years, and everything changed. Netflix went from $9 to $15. Disney+ launched at $7 and is now $16. HBO Max jumped from $15 to $21. And the real problem, you can't just subscribe to one anymore. 30 Rock is on Peacock, The Last of Us is on HBO, Marvel is on Disney+, Wednesday is on Netflix. To get everything your family wants, you need 6 different subscriptions easily over $100 a month. Streaming services killed cable, then forgot why. Everyone hated cable. But price hikes were just the beginning. In 2017, Netflix proudly tweeted, "Love is sharing a password." Families loved it. Parents shared accounts with their kids. College students used their family's login. It felt normal. But behind closed doors, Netflix already considered password sharing a revenue problem. By 2023, they flipped. Suddenly, the same behavior they once celebrated was treated as theft. Students were locked out of their family accounts. Parents traveling couldn't access their own subscriptions. And anyone who wanted to share with loved ones had to pay an extra $7 per month. Disney, Hulu, and HBO all copied the same strategy. The industry that built itself on convenience now treated loyal customers like criminals. Trust was broken, and once it's gone, it doesn't come back. Then came the next betrayal, deleting their own shows. HBO spent millions creating Westworld, a prestige series with 4 seasons and Emmy nominations. And then they deleted it, not because nobody watched it, but because removing it meant avoiding royalty payments. In 2025, HBO Max removed 80 shows in a single day, wiping out Cartoon Network classics and childhood favorites. Parents trying to share nostalgic cartoons with their kids found nothing but empty pages. Disney joined in too, erasing shows mid-season without warning. Families sat down for movie night only to discover their favorite series had vanished. This wasn't just a bad business move, it was betrayal. Studios were spending millions to create shows, then more money to erase them just to cut costs. While streaming companies sabotaged their own value, piracy quietly evolved. Gone were the sketchy torrent sites full of malware. Today's piracy platforms look and feel like Netflix. Clean modern interfaces, sleek search bars, and instant streaming with no ads. They don't remove shows, don't block content by region, and don't charge extra for sharing. Want a specific movie? On Netflix, it's not available. On Amazon, it's a $5 rental. But on a piracy site, you're watching in high definition instantly for free. The pirates had kept every promise streaming services broke. The result was an explosion nobody predicted. In 2020, piracy visits hit historic lows at 130 billion. By 2024, that number skyrocketed to 216 billion. A 66% increase in just 4 years. Gen Z led the movement, with 76% admitting they pirate while still paying for subscriptions. Manga piracy alone grew by 347%. Anime watchers been sailing the 7 seas for years now. This isn't a niche anymore. Piracy now makes up nearly a quarter of all internet traffic in North America, Europe, and Asia. As a result, the financial fallout has been devastating. Streaming services are projected to lose $13 billion by 2027. Apple is losing more than $1 billion a year on its streaming service. Warner Bros. Discovery reported a staggering $10 billion loss in a single quarter. Peacock TV reported continuous losses in 2 different quarters. The resurgence of piracy is costing 60,000 American jobs every year. But in reality, piracy didn't kill those 60,000 jobs. Corporate greed did. Writers, editors, and production staff whose careers vanish as customers abandon legal services. Stock prices collapsed, and executives sat in boardrooms staring at subscriber losses, realizing too late that their strategy had backfired catastrophically. Turns out if you kill the goose that laid the golden egg, all you've got is a dead goose. Greed is what led us here. But streaming is still not fully dead. Not yet. But it's bleeding, and the customers have already chosen a new path. The lesson is simple. Convenience and value always win. When legal options become overpriced, inconvenient, and untrustworthy, people will find alternatives, even illegal ones. As they say, if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't theft. The streaming wars are over. The customers won, and their weapon of choice was the very piracy streaming was supposed to eliminate forever. What do you think? Have you canceled any streaming subscriptions lately? Or do you still pirate content? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the business of entertainment and technology.